Najee Harris has already upset the Pittsburgh Steelers media for asking him so many questions about Justin Fields and trying to put all the success of the Steelers thus far solely on Justin Fields' shoulders. So, after the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Indianapolis Colts, in Najee Harris's press conference after the game, he was asked many questions by the Pittsburgh Steelers media, and some of them were about Justin Fields, and he started getting fed up about the Justin Fields questions. However, there is one question in specific that really got Najee Harris rattled up. The question was about Justin Fields bouncing back in the second half after a poor performance in the first half. This question wasn't even based off the team bouncing back, almost making a comeback. It was solely based off of, hey, Justin Fields almost made this comeback. How do you feel about him bouncing back? And then Najee Harris, this is his quote to that question. I think we all showed ourselves. I think we as a team showed what we can do, not one player. Y'all always keep putting it on one person. It's the whole team, all 11 of us. Y'all keep saying Justin as if he's the one throwing, catching, and running. It's all of us. What do we do? What do we see? I saw us fighting, us as a team. End quote. So, before I get more into that quote and breaking it down, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, fans took this comment, media took this comment, and ran with it. There's two directions you could go with this comment. You can look at it from a perspective of, hey, Najee Harris is being a leader. He doesn't want all the hype and all the downfall to be on one person. When the Steelers lose, they lose together. When they win together. But some people also took it in the form of jealousy. Najee Harris is jealous, based off just the response from him. Not directly just the quote, but the way he said it, the way he was fed up about the Justin Fields questions. So some people took it as in he's jealous of all the Justin Fields talk and how the media is giving him all the praise. So let's look at both perspectives. And I'm also going to start off with what I believe first. So, Najee Harris. I believe he's been outspoken at times with the media. Throughout his career thus far with the Steelers, he's had his up and downs with the media. And this is none other than one of those times. You look at it, and I don't view him as like not giving Justin Fields any credit for his role in the comeback that ultimately fell short, but rather wanting the whole Steelers team and group together to get the credit or the blame for whatever goes right or wrong. He doesn't want it to be based off one person. And I believe that's a great leader because just say the Steelers always lose games. You're not just going to blame it on Justin Fields every single time. When the Steelers lose games, they lose it based off their defense, their offense, and everyone as a collective. The special teams as well. They lose it together. Yes, it could be just the offense that loses in a game. But the defense will always say, hey, we should have made them score less points. We should have stopped them more, got the ball back, created more turnovers. So you can't just put it based off solely on one position group or one player. And Najee Harris knows that. Najee Harris has seen that in the past, where one person is getting all the hype, all the downfall. It was like that with all the other quarterbacks like Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky, Mason Rudolph. When Big Ben was here, it was only the media talk about the quarterback position and always put it on Matt Canada as well. So you don't want it to be solely on Justin Fields' shoulders as of right now. He's only in his fourth game after that game. So you look at this and he doesn't want it to be solely based off one person. It's a great leader basically saying, hey, when we lose, it's not his fault. It's us as a collective. When we win, it's us as a collective. It's not solely on one person. And I believe that's the perspective that he's going with. But some people took it wrong way. Obviously, tensions and frustrations, they're going to be high, especially after a loss in the fashion the Pittsburgh Steelers lost, where there's so many bad mistakes that happened and so many turnovers couldn't get really going in the first half, and it was basically all second half performance. Sure, there's going to be some tensions there. But Najee Harris, he is a leader of the team. He was a captain a year ago. He's not a captain right now, but he's still a captain of this team and a veteran on this offense, someone who's been there now for 4 seasons. So Najee Harris, that's a leadership role that he's trying to take in the media. And he's very outspoken in the media. He's not afraid to voice his opinions and his concerns with what the media is trying to do or trying to portray, especially if they're doing it in a bad intent. So that's my thoughts on how Najee Harris handled the situation. I believe it's a good thing, and some people took it as a bad thing because you could also look at it from another perspective. Hey, Najee Harris doesn't like that the media is just talking about Justin Fields all the time. He doesn't like that he's getting all the shine, all the light in the media. The media is so hyped about him, talking to him, asking him so many questions about Justin Fields. And he wants to be answered more questions about himself, about the team in general, and he doesn't really want to talk about one player. He doesn't want to talk about Justin Fields. Maybe he doesn't like Justin Fields. Maybe he's jealous of Justin Fields. That's a perspective some people are going with, especially with this answer, because from his answer, his voice, and everything like that, you can't really tell that he's trying to defend Justin Fields. But in a way, if you look behind the scenes, you can see that maybe it's him trying to back him up, whether they do good or bad. But it didn't really show that through his words and through his thoughts and his actions. But you could take it as that. But some people took it as jealousy because that's what it kind of portrayed in a sense. So people kind of thought, hey, he's jealous of all the questions. He's already sick of Justin Fields being asked all these questions about him, and he's getting all the light. The Steelers made this comeback, and it was Justin Fields who scored 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. Najee Harris had a bad game, so it was really Justin Fields who made the comeback. But the media is just asking him so many questions about Justin Fields, and that he doesn't want to answer them anymore because he's sick of him. So that's something the Steelers fans ran with. Is that necessarily what it is? No, but that's another perspective you can have on these thoughts and this quote. Anyway, enough with that, enough with Najee Harris. Let's just talk about the game in general, because it's true. If we're being completely honest, Justin Fields is the only reason, alongside a mix of Cordell Patterson and the defense starting to get stops in the second half, but mainly just Justin Fields is what made that comeback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He basically did it all. He's the one who got them back in the game. He did it running the ball, so he did it throwing the ball. He did it just making plays happen out of nothing. And he's basically the reason why we got back into this game. So it was almost solely on his shoulders, getting the Steelers down the field, scoring like 3 touchdowns in a row. But then obviously there's still some mistakes that happened. The center exchange, snapping the ball at Justin Fields when he wasn't ready, and things like that. So in general, when you're talking about through the whole game, is Justin Fields the one throwing the ball, running the ball, punting the ball, kicking the ball, receiving the ball, playing defense? No, he's not doing all those things. But he is doing 2 of them, passing the ball and running the ball. And he's doing it at a very high clip and better than anyone else on the Steelers. He's running the ball right now better than any running back on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if we want to look at it from that perspective, yes, he is running the ball. He is throwing the ball. He's just not receiving the ball. So he is doing most of the things and basically everything for this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. And truly, I believe if he wasn't the quarterback of the Steelers and Russell Wilson was, this team would not be in most games because the offense is struggling. The offensive line is struggling. The wide receiver corps is struggling to get open. So it's really Justin Fields creating something out of nothing, extending plays. Russell Wilson can extend plays at this point in his career. Or if we're just looking at any quarterback, like Kyle Allen, for example, comes in, he's not going to extend plays. So it's Justin Fields making something out of nothing and playing hero ball, in which we didn't intend for him to do. The defense played well the first 3 games, so give them all the credit for that. But when they don't play well, because there's going to be some games where they let up points, and when they let up points, can the offense score? Well, the first half they couldn't, and Justin Fields had to battle them back in the second half. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was mainly solely on Justin Fields bouncing back. And if he didn't play as well as he did in the second half, would the Steelers have been in that game? No. So it really was Justin Fields bouncing back. So I could see where the media asked that question about Justin Fields bouncing back in the second half. And I can see why they asked that question. But anyway, that's the end of this video. That's the end of my thoughts on this. Najee Harris's. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What side are you taking? Are you taking Najee Harris' side as in, hey, he's being a leader. He doesn't want it to be just a solely one-person type of game. He wants it to be a team effort and a team question, and not just based off one person playing good, playing bad, and it relies solely on them. Or do you believe that he's jealous? Do you believe that Najee Harris is jealous of all the questions, all the success that Justin Fields is getting, all the praise he's getting in the media, and everything like that? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, and reports. This is the best spot for everything Pittsburgh Steelers football, especially if you want to watch it and listen to it and not have to read it. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and I'll see you guys all later. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.